This week I came across something that actually hit close to home. It was a event that happens at a goth club that I used to attend, but it's still, something that I've actually gone to. This event. It happens every year. One of the DJs there, who is of Mexican descent, has a gathering called Dia de los Muertos, which is, of course, the Mexican holiday of Day of the Dead. And what the event is basically it's like any other club night, except for the fact it's a little bit more respectful. The place is done up a little bit more Spanish or Mexican, and there is an altar, a remembrance altar, where the names or pictures of people who had passed the previous year, or even before then, was put on this wall of honor, wall of remembrance, or something like that. It was an altar, and if somebody died during the year, their name would be put up there as a remembrance. This is a tradition when it comes to this Mexican holiday. This year, I was shocked to see this DJ basically say that this year he's not going to have this celebration. The reason why is because they had been subjected to some rantings and anger from an SJW, a social justice warrior, who came across the event last year, and decided to give this DJ basically a bunch of nonsense concerning how this day is just bad, it's cultural appropriation, and all of this sort of thing. And unfortunately, this led to this DJ to cancel the event this year. This year we lost, the club lost, I think, at least one person who was a regular attendant. He was always a really nice guy, and this year he's not going to be remembered because, well, he's going to be remembered, of course, but he's not going to be remembered at the club because of some criticism from the event last year by an SJW. And yes, I use the term SJW because, as far as I'm concerned, they are these warriors that are just, as far as I'm concerned, are ruining everything. And in this case, they ruined this. Now, what's really funny is on the page on which he announced that he's not going to be having this event, there were a whole lot of people of Mexican descent saying, why are you... basically asking, why are you canceling it just because of one person? And that's what it is. It's one person that complained about this. Here's an example of one of the comments. I'm Mexican. My name is obvious proof. I'm not going to read his name. And someone honoring another culture, race's tradition, and holding an event out of goodness of their heart is something that deserves backlash and criticism? No, I don't think so. I appreciate what you do, that's towards the DJ who does it, and it's sad that some idiots have to ruin this event for the rest of us. And another person basically backed up that comment. There were a lot of comments from such people. There were other people asking, one of the other main DJs of this club said, I'm sorry you've had to do this. People are terrible. I was always taught that America was a melting pot. I still believe that. I believe we can learn from each other, others' cultures and traditions. Day of the Dead is a wonderful celebration. It is beautiful to see a culture that can embrace death and talk about it when many Americans are at a loss for words on the subject. It is a day we can pause and remember those who have left us. To those that took this away from you, they have narrow minds. Exactly, they have narrow minds, and they're an example of people that are ruining this country. Now, people might disregard what I have to say because I'm a white man. And the way things are going, white males are the epitome of evil on this world right now, which is just asinine to even think. Like I said, there are a lot of people of Mexican descent that are saying, why are you canceling this event? Now, the thing about this individual that complained, I want to ask them this. When are you going to start complaining about Mexicans celebrating Halloween? Because Halloween is basically, well, Amber will be able to fill that in a little bit better, but I'll give it a shot. Halloween was basically based off a pagan holiday known as not All Saints Day, Samhain.
And then the Christians kind of went from that and did All Hallows Eve.
Right, and then the Christians took it as their own, or appropriated it is what they did. They appropriated pagan holiday, and that's what's funny about the Day of the Dead. Is my understanding is it is a combination of Aztec and Spanish customs that mixed together. Now, as we know, the Spanish were colonists. They came and they took over that region of the world. So effectively, even this Day of the Dead isn't just purely Mexican. It is a blend of two cultures that have become Mexican. So this person who's asking or getting all on this DJ's case for putting across this event, like I said, I'm going to ask, why are you going to do the same for people who are not of European descent celebrating Halloween? Are you going to do the same for people who are not of not of American descent, in other words, born in this country, celebrating 4th of July? Because what these people are trying to do is they're trying to divide everybody by race and by sex and by gender and by all this shit. Instead of trying to have us all unite, they're trying to divide us. This is a perfect case of it. The individual that complained this is a holiday for Mexicans only. Now, first of all, these people are also the sort of people who get freaked out about nationalism. And it's like, well, if you're upset about nationalism, then why are you promoting a nationalist idea? Saying that only Mexicans can celebrate Day of the Dead is really nationalistic. This whole only certain races can do this is nationalistic. To say only this sex can do this is sexist. When are people going to get that through their skulls? But yeah, it's like it just is spreading like a cancer as far as I'm concerned. This damn social justice warrior mentality of just dividing everybody up by race or sex or creed or whatever, or culture, dividing it by culture. Yeah. So okay, so that's my take. Let's hear what Amber has to say. Oh yeah, and Amber did make a video, and she was pretty heated about it.
This is something I get heated about, because I've had to hear this quite a few times, and it gets on my last nerve. It really pisses me off. It really pisses me off, because it affects me in a lot of ways. But yeah, so okay, you asked about Samhain, and you asked about these holidays that are European in nature, and if anyone would ever get upset about people of other races or ethnicities, other cultural groups celebrating them, and the answer really is no. The only time that's ever going to pop up is if like the alt-right racial nationalists actually make that a part of their thing, or they use some other reason to ban it. It's offensive in some way, or maybe not with Halloween, but with other things. And it's funny because it's like, why don't you just how are you any different from the outcome? How is the outcome any different with you shutting shit down with Samhain and Day of the Dead, and in this case Day of the Dead, than a fundamentalist Christian or Muslim or whoever that would think that this was fucked up, that it was, you know, satanic in some way. How is that any different? You're still fucking shutting it down. You're still keeping people from doing it. If I had been the DJ or the person that ran the show, I would have just done it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I would have gave 2 fucks less, you know. Maybe they're scared that someone's gonna protest or whatnot, but who gives a fuck? Do it anyway. And you know, it pisses me off because, you know, 100, you know, more than likely, I'm gonna bet that this person has never been to any of the Day of the Dead's celebration.
Hell, I don't even think she participates in. I don't even think she participates at the club at all.
Yeah, so one doesn't know anything about it. She went online, you know, I want to get offended. Who can I fucking ruin? Well, what can I ruin? Whose day can I ruin? What can I keep people from doing to make myself feel like a warrior? Oh, look, okay, Day of the Dead. Oh, look, there's a white person in this picture. Oh my gosh, I'm so triggered. And then it just went on their stupid dumb tirade. And it's just like, you know, you can't give these people an inch. Don't give them no fucking inches, or just take a mile. No. That's how you deal with it. You just be like, oh, well, fuck you, no. And, you know, they don't even care that, you know, the group, you know, wasn't mocking it, and that they actually use vendors from the culture. And so now those vendors, those people that sell the stuff, aren't gonna make a sale. Well, that affects them now, doesn't it?
Right.
You know, and also, what about the people that were deceased in the movement? Then they were gonna honor them. Well, I guess not now.
Not now.
You know, it's such bullshit, and I'm glad to see that people were speaking out against it that went, and I don't think that they should have been canceled.
No, I don't think
that's
so.
just so stupid. 1 or 2, even if it's a group, who gives a shit?
Right.
There's more people who want to go. There's people who've been looking forward to that or plan their night around that or whatever, their practice. Because remember, this is a spiritual practice. So you're using this racist crap to target people's spiritual practice.
Right.
Why don't we go down that road and say that it's an attack on spirituality?
Right.
You know, we could easily do that. Be like, oh, well, now you're telling white people or other people that they can't celebrate. Oh, can Asians celebrate Day of the Dead?
Right.
You know, I'm just like, why can people of Indian descent? I mean, like, you know, India, can they do Day of the Dead? You know, Africans, can they do Day of the Dead? Oh wait, they can't. Wait, they can? Well, make up your mind. And another thing is like, oh, well, we need to like celebrate, you know, diversity and embrace other cultures, and then you pull this shit.
Right.
You know, what are you gonna need in the future? Like, if these people ever took over, you know, in dystopian future, what would you need? Would you have to have like a genealogy test to even like
do anything?
Oh, yeah. You can't wear that. You can't eat this. You can't practice that. I mean, that would be crazy. And then you'd have to get into like the whole people being mixed and everything. It would just be insane. So this is the most racist, most segregationist thing, and, you know, traditionalist thing. It's just annoying. It pisses me off. And you get it from other things, you know, with dancing and with my spiritual practice. And you see this kind of bullshit enter into the New Age community, which doesn't make any sense, because the New Age has always been about embracing other mythologies and customs of other... It's very eclectic. So when I see this shit, you know, trying to take hold, I'm like, no, this is going to ruin our fucking, you know... God, will that stop dinging? Anyway, so, you know, you have this... You know, it's an attack. Like, no one's going to tell me that I can't meditate and have a Buddhist Kuan Yin statue. No one's telling me that I can't, you know, do rituals around Ganesh or Lakshmi, or, you know, no one's going to tell me what to fucking do with my spirituality. No one's going to tell me what to do with my dance. No one's going to tell me what to do with my clothes or my hair. You can fuck off. You can totally just take that and shove it up your goddamn motherfucking ass. Because I am so goddamn fucking sick of that shit.
I'm so over
Fuck
it myself.
these assholes. If they actually try to, like, get it to where they're, like, you know, trying to make laws, and I hopefully it won't get that far. But if they ever tried that shit, I swear, anyone who, you know, just go transracial fluid. I'm serious.
Yeah. No,
I'm
get
transracial and I'm racially fluid. Do it. And that'll just fuck them in their ass. And then you could say, when they say, well, that's not a thing, they can be, are you a bigot?
Yeah.
You know,
hit them back with
find
their
a
own
word
stuff.
for it though.
Yeah.
It'll totally fuck up their day, and I just laugh my ass off. What are you gonna do? Be a bigot and discriminate against me? You're already discriminating against my spirituality. You're already discriminating against me for my skin color or whatever, my perceived ethnicity. Like, some people don't even know their ethnicity.
Mm-hmm.
That's the truth. Some people don't know. So, you know, go fuck yourself. Honestly, this shit pisses me off.
Yeah.
In the future, just do it and make it bigger. That's what I'd say. That's my advice.
Right, and I just found the original complaint. It was sent on October 29th, 2016, so last year, and it was sent to the event page for the event. So I'm just going to read it word for word. I just came across this post and had to share my sentiments. Dia de los Muertos is not a day to go clubbing. It's a day of remembering where we pray and put the altar to all honor of loved ones. It's such a sacred tradition, not meant to take lightly or to promote an event where there will be alcohol. Not to mention that it is on November 2nd. Not sure who was the marketing person behind it, but this is absolutely disrespectful and just plain tasteless. Even more so if the people behind it are not Mexican. This is cultural appropriation at its finest. And the club responded with, I appreciate your comment and concerns and understand that Dia de los Muertos has deep meaning for you and so many others. It is a sacred tradition for us as well. This will be our 5th day of the Dead celebration at the club. We have lost so many friends and family members of our scene, and in our industry, our club and other goth industrial clubs in the Bay Area is where many of us gather to be with our chosen families, and therefore is the perfect place for us to remember loved ones we have lost. Not just patrons and staff, but also cultural icons, and have had significant effects on our lives. We don't take it lightly. In the 12 years that we have run this club, the only person we have ever banned from attending was someone who disrespected our ofrenda. I am sorry that you feel disrespected by other people celebrating this day, but I disagree with the idea that remembering our loved ones in a club setting is tasteless. This is a celebration, and listening to music and dancing, and yes, drinking too, is what we do when we get together to celebrate. This is our family, and this is where our family members gather. And it's true. That is how the club is. So the person responded, you cannot win with these people. Listen to this comment. This comment clearly shows that you guys have no knowledge of the cultural significance of Dia de los Muertos, but rather you are using it as an excuse to come up with a party. You guys are basically Columbusizing a sacred Mexican tradition. I suggest for your group to go take a trip to some Mexican city to truly get a grip on how the ancient Mexican tradition is celebrated. Yes, drinking and getting drunk is blatantly disrespectful to the tradition, to Mexican people and ancestors before us. P.S. You can remember your loved ones however way you wish, but don't latch on to a sacred Mexican celebration to use it for profit and bring more people to your event. This person is a scumball, in my eyes. They are saying a bunch. They have not even gone to our event. Yeah. I can already tell that they hadn't.
I stumbled
across this.
Yeah, they searched Dia de los Muertos events in the area, and just did this to each one of them because they're assholes.
Yeah. I'm going to go to the page of that person, and I'm going to see what they are all about. I'm just curious about that. But first, here's a response right after that string. As a Latina, I fully support this event. Thank you for sharing this beautiful culture with others. It is important to unify. Last time I heard excluding others, banning them from respectfully participating, admiring, celebration in a culture's holiday is anti-progression, exclusive and opposite of bringing all races together. So brown, white, black, whoever loves this holiday as much as I do, I welcome you with open arms and am excited to inspire anyone and everyone who wants to be a part of this event. Interested in learning more, just ask me. I'd love to answer any questions. And yeah, that's what she said. That's what this person said. Here's the thing also. I frankly have not fully heard of Day of the Dead until I went to this event at the club. And do you know what it led me to doing? Well, first of all, it led me to having a lot of fun with my friends. But also, a couple of days later, I actually looked up the symbology of Katrina, of the day itself. And I wouldn't have done that had it not been for this day, because we're not really taught about it. We hear Day of the Dead, but we're not really taught about what it's about. And what this person is doing is just, it's terrible. It's truly screwed up. And I'm sorry, they're also racist as all get up. What they are trying to do is so racist. Basically saying white people can't celebrate this. You have your own holidays. Yeah, we have our own holidays. Guess what? You celebrate them too. If you don't, why? Why aren't you celebrating them? Because you're welcome to. You know, no one said you can't do this because you're Mexican. You can't celebrate 4th of July because you're Mexican. You know, though I do kind of wish they had a little bit more respect and didn't fly the Mexican flag on 4th of July, or didn't fly it without flying the American flag beside, or something like that. That's my personal thing. You know, just this sort of stuff, this sort of dividing people is just ridiculous. Now, okay, so a bunch of people of Mexican descent basically said, I love this event, I wish it would go, blah, blah, blah. And this person responded. The fact that the moderator of this page deleted the comment where somehow someone showed that the real celebration looks like further proves my point. No, they didn't delete it. I know this DJ, and they would not delete it in that manner. So this person is basically here stirring up shit. And so off we go to this person's page. Let's see what she's all about. Well, she has a very Mexican-sounding name, or a name that I would associate with that. Let's see. Okay, so she's about... Oh, I see. Okay. Alright, so she is part of La Raza.
See, she's already racist.
Yeah, the race. But no, she is part of La Raza. Let's see what else. No. Okay, she's anti-Trump. A lot of people are anti-Trump. It's what our media has done. They've spun it so ridiculous. Okay, she's promoting. It looks like she's promoting only Mexican comedians. That's fine. She can do that. That's fine. I'm just trying to get an idea what sort of person we're dealing with. I was frankly expecting a bunch of Antifa stuff, but actually I'm not seeing that.
She sounds more like very race-centered to me.
Oh yeah.
She sounds like Mexican tradition, like nationalist sort of person.
Yeah.
You know, like one that's like has a superiority complex over their race. Oh, I'm only going to. I'm not saying that you can't, but it says something about you. What if someone said, "Oh, I'm only going to endorse these white comedians," or "Oh, I belong, to a white group that's centered around race." Obviously, she's a racist.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too. And she has Defend DACA.
Yeah, she just wants it's a Mexico. It's obviously a Mexican supremacist type of racism.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah. So why would it? Fuck. Why take her word for it? She can go fuck herself.
Yeah, she's pro-Hillary. Yeah, that's basically what she is. It looks like she is the term that I've heard is shit stirrer. She stirs shit. And, yeah, that's what she appears to be. A lot of Mexican nationalist sort of stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if she walked down the street saying, whose streets, our streets, that sort of thing. But yeah, I'm looking at her. Here's the other thing too. Nothing on this page has anything to do with goth, or the goth scene, or the club scene. It's all basically, as Amber stated, she was just looking around for something, and she found it, and she zeroed in on it, and basically insulted the DJ that puts this event together every day. So, yeah, that's my video on this. Whenever you come across something like this, to people who are actually doing respectful events based on this holiday or other national holiday, don't fold to the SJWs. Just don't, because I'll bet you what's going to happen is now that he's folded, they're going to go in even further. I have a horrible feeling that's what's going to happen, because that's what happens. The give them an inch, they take a mile does apply to this, and unfortunately, I have a bad feeling this event may not take place for a long time again, for several years, until this whole SJW stuff blows over. Frankly, I hope they self-destruct, because I've not seen a more destructive civil, or more destructive non-warlike faction ever.
Well, they are destroying themselves. I mean, they just pissed off a whole bunch of people that are of Mexican descent and are progressives and all that stuff. So, good luck. I mean, you dig in their grave is what they're doing.
Yep. So that's about all I have to say on that topic. Like I said, if you come across this sort of stuff, just don't fold to them, because if you do, it's not going to help situations. All right, have a good day.